not. It is now. Okay, great. Like I said, multi-stream is up.
We just got the notification.
Webcam up. Fantastic. We are streaming now on Twitch, so I'm opening that. And also taking the necessary step of silencing ourselves. There we go. YouTube. Over here. Gonna hit refresh. Oh, I got a message from Sarah. Check that out. I have no idea why the thumbnail shows the New Year, not Halloween stream, but the New Year's Octopus with the party streamer in the mouth and everything. That's been a minute.
It has been a minute.
That has been a minute.
Well, we're at the end of the 10th month of the year, so yeah.
All right, I see we have a single viewer. All right, much love to you. Thank you very much for being a part of this. This is Gentleman Octopus Trivia, and we're doing it maybe on one of the, probably least well-attended nights, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Might be a small night. But anyway, it's Halloween, so we've got a nice Halloween stream coming for you. A mostly spooky-themed night of trivia. It's going to be pretty good. There'll be a couple of non-spooky questions in there, but we got a decent amount of spooky. There's a lot of spooky flavors.
Spooky flavor.
Spooky flavor. Excited. I'm really excited. Okay. 8:53. We still got about 7 minutes to go. Let's turn it over to thank you page. Let's do it. All right. I'm going to try to read this with that bright yellow text.
Oh,
yeah, right?
Yeah. That's not friendly.
Might need to go and grab my glasses. Okay, so we'd like to say thank you to all of our supporters. Our recent supporters include Gwen Abrams, Adam Francois Watkins, Rachel Schumann, Michelle Martin, and Claire Fisher. Also want to say thank you to Will Gilbert, Gail Angeles, Stephen Glassman, and Mark Dawson. Thank you, too, for Jerome Verid, Adam Connor, and Carrie Bonnell. Also like to say thank you to Kent Buxton, Marnie Helfrich, and Lindsay Henry, and to Jordan Lax, Dan Fitzpatrick, and Sarah Ann Rapp, partner of the Octopus, and partner of mine, who has also contributed a question to tonight's game. So look for that in round number 2. Our friend Bradley, one of our best friends in the world, really, from college. He was over today, and he
contributed a couple questions.
He helped us write a few questions today, so we'll make sure to identify some of the Bradley questions.
Bradley, come on.
4 authors on the set for the first time in a little while.
Yep.
And just want to reiterate, if you didn't already know, but we're open always to guest contributors. If there's a question you feel like you really want to write,
I know for a while we had Will Gilbert questions. Those were good. Those were really good.
I think we still have a document of a lot of Will Gilbert questions, and we could definitely use those.
Yeah.
Pretty much at any point. But yeah, thank you to Will for your contributions. Thank you to Bradley for your contributions. And always, always thank you to Sarah for contributing on a weekly basis. Always appreciate that. But yeah, if you want to be a guest contributor, just hit us up on the Octopus page. We'd love to get your perspective. We'd love to ask about the things you want to ask about. Frankly, we're a big fan of that. Got about 5 minutes before we get started as a couple of viewers trickle in.
It's going to be a sparse night.
It's going to be a sparse night. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Kind of expecting that.
I think this one's going to do well on VOD. I don't know how we'll
on VOD.
On the VOD, yep.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, cool. So, while we're just a few minutes short, we can go over the rules?
Yeah, let's go over the rules.
Yeah, let's go over the rules. All right, so as I'm sure many of you already know...
Not that font again, yay.
As I'm sure many of you know, if it's not your first time, these are the rules for playing Gentleman Octopus. Please submit your answers using the Google form links that we provided, either on the event page or, as I'm about to put, in the YouTube and Twitch chats. Give me a second to grab that
Somebody
link.
already put them in the Facebook chat.
Well, aren't you just peachy keen?
No, I am peachy tea, though.
Oh, I see you.
Yeah.
You got jokes.
Yeah. Not good ones, but I got jokes.
They ain't good, but they here.
Yeah. But you got to deal with them now.
Pretty much. All right, so yeah. Submit your answers using the Google form links that we've provided. Please make sure that you include your team name on each one of those forms, and only submit each form one time. How many times, DJ?
Just the once.
Just the once. One time. There will be 5 rounds of 8 questions tonight. Your middle round will be a music round with a theme. So make sure you take a guess at that theme because it is worth 2 points as opposed to the rest of our question.
Question of the evening.
It is indeed. And we'll get to that in just a moment. Feel free to play individually or team up using a group chat or whatever kind of technology you prefer. We don't have like a hard and fast rule for how many people you can have on your team, but we suggest no more than like 6 to 8.
Yeah.
6 to 8 is probably the sweet spot, I would say. Let's move on to the next page where we tell you that each correct answer to a question tonight is worth 1 point unless otherwise noted.
And the only time it'll be otherwise noted is the music round tonight.
Exactly. Where that's noted, like TJ said, is in the music round where the correct song title is worth 1 point. The correct artist behind the song is also worth 1 point. And for a separate 2 points...
2 tasty points.
2 tasty points.
2 tasties.
You can guess the theme of tonight's music round. Questions will be read once and then recapped. Following that recap, we're going to put up a 3-minute timer. And at the end of that timer, just submit your answers. In the music round, we're going to extend that timer to 10 minutes. And it'll be the one time of the night that...
There isn't any background music.
Exactly.
So you can concentrate on the lovely voice that you hear. Before
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. There will be no final question, and tiebreakers will only be written and used in the event of a first-place tie. We won't be breaking any other ties down the line. There are no prizes, like always, but we hope you have a fantastic time
the
anyway.
real prize is the friends we made along the way.
Now... Swear to God, the amount of times I hear that.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, we're knocking on the door of 8:59, so we should be...
It's better than knocking on heaven's door, really.
The Dylan original or the Guns N' Roses cover?
Both.
Oh, okay. All right.
I prefer the Guns N' Roses because I'm not a big fan of Bob Dylan's voice.
Okay. All right. We can jibe. We can jibe with that. Imagine that, 21 months apart, grew up together for like 29 years at this point. Oh, yeah, we can hang.
Yep.
We can hang. It's okay.
That's a pick.
All right. Well, happy Halloween, everybody. It's right about 9 o'clock, so let's get started with question number 1. And what do you want to do?
That's up to you.
Okay, you want to rock, paper, scissors? Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, go.
We'll
go
first. Covered me.
I did. All right. Round number 1, question number 1 coming your way. I see we're up to 7 viewers. Hey, that's better than 3. Thanks very much for hanging out tonight.
And 3 is better than none.
3 is better
I thought
than
2
none.
was better than 1.
Oh, really
It's gonna be
throwing
one
it
of those.
back.
It's gonna be one of those nights. A
Boys
Boys
Like
Like Girls,
Girls.
Taylor Swift night. Yep.
It's a good song that doesn't get played often.
Yeah, that's because nobody likes Boys Like Girls.
Maybe 2 is better than 1. All right. Question number 1, by the way, starts now. Question number 1, the horror stories of L.P. Hartley and Robert Bloch were among some of the first works released by what publishing house? Founded by August Derleth and named for a fictional New England city in the works of H.P. Lovecraft, not a location from DC Comics. So, what publishing house, founded by August Derleth and known for publishing the stories of Robert Bloch, among others, including Ray Bradbury, what is the name of that publishing house that is named for a fictional New England city in the works of H.P. Lovecraft and not a location from DC Comics?
From the Detective Comics?
What's that?
Detective Comics?
Oh yeah, that's right. DC Comics is a...
It's called Detective Comics.
What do you call those things? Where it's like ATM machine and stuff like that?
Automatic teller machine.
It's just like a redundant acronym or something like that?
Yeah,
or
I think so.
It's a redundant initialism. That's not an acronym. But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's question number 1.
Redundantism.
A redundantism.
That's not fun to say.
Answer that one.
Question number 2. One of the oldest... Oh, wow, cool. Awesome.
It's Tzomp Pantley.
Okay. The Tzomp Pantley of Mesoamerican rack containing the skulls of victims of human sacrifice.
Yeah, real fun.
Yeah.
It's a good
You
one.
gave me the good one. Is located in La Coatora, which in what 5th largest Mexican state in area behind Chihuahua, Sonora, Coahuila, and Durango. So one of the oldest Zalpantlis?
Sompantly.
Sompantli, yeah. The oldest Sompantli, a Mesoamerican rack containing the skulls of victims of human sacrifice, is located in Locotora. In what fifth largest Mexican state and area behind Chihuahua, Sonora, Coahuila, and Durango? What is the fifth largest Mexican state? That's question 2. Boiled down in a nutshell.
See, next time you got to win the rock, paper, scissors battle.
Yeah, because then you throw me in the deep end. It's like, oh, I don't remember this.
Here's a nice simple one for me.
Yep.
Question number 3. On October 31st, 2004, just 17 years ago tonight. You know, hold the flashlight under. The New England Patriots' 21-game winning streak was finally snapped by what AFC team that was helped by contributions from receiver Plaxico Burress and linebacker Joey Porter?
3 sacks.
3 sacks. That's a lot.
3 sacks.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot for a game. That's a lot for one player, for sure.
3 sacks.
3 sacks. 3 sacks from linebacker Joey Porter and receiving yards from Plaxico Burress contributed to the defeat of the New England Patriots, ending their 21-game winning streak in 2004. Which AFC team dealt them this critical blow? That's question number 3.
Remembers the first loss of the season.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're 21-1 over the last 22 games.
I think you can hold one L.
You can hold one L.
Question number 4. The word androphagos.
Androphagus.
Yep, meaning man-eater. Oh, watch out, boy, she'll chew you up.
That's what you meant earlier.
Yes,
God damn,
yeah, it was a Halls of Notes. The Greek term for what legendary creature from Persian mythology with the head of a human, the body of a lion, and the tail of either a porcupine or a scorpion? The word androphagus, meaning man-eater, is the Greek term for what legendary creature from Persian myth with the head of a human, the body of a lion, and yeah, okay, and the tail of either a porcupine or a scorpion? That is question 4. What is that called?
And question number 5. Nicholas Hoult plays the lead character R, who falls in love with a human named Julie in what 2013 romantic comedy with a twist?
It's a twist.
Based on a 2010 novel by Isaac Marion. So again, a 2010 novel by author Isaac Marion served as the basis for what 2013 romantic comedy with a twist, in which Nicholas Hoult plays the lead character R, who falls in love with a human named Julie. What is the name of that movie?
What could it be?
What could it be?
Could it be?
What's he building in there?
Okay, no, we're not going.
What the hell is he building?
We're not going creepy Tom Waits immediately tonight. I know it's Halloween. You're trying to get your freak on, but nah.
A lot of stuff from Real Gone will help you out with that.
Mm-hmm. Question number 6. A Google. That's an underrated Sheryl Crow song.
Real Gone?
Real Gone from the Cars soundtrack. Check it out. Question number 6. A Google search for scary birds returns multiple images of what species of the order Pelecaniformis, which is seen in the following slide and sometimes called the whale-headed stork. Disappeared there. So you look for scary birds, you'll find this one that is sometimes called the whale-headed stork, and looking for foreboding AF on the left. Look at that, like.
I wanted to caption that with something like, "Hey, don't worry about it. Just go back to sleep." But my
Sleep
speech
with one eye open.
Sleep with one eye open tonight, bird.
Yep.
Yeah, but my program wasn't helping me out with that.
Yep. So what is the name of this bird, sometimes known as the whale face?
Well, whale-headed stork.
Whale face.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, whale face, get over here.
Yeah, the whale-headed stork. I knew what it was. I was just like, it's funnier that way.
Yeah, fucking, he's whale face now.
Your whale face.
Moving on to question number 7.
He looks like he loves that nickname, by the way.
All right, we got another image question for you. The following images show what once abandoned village within the Brazilian city of Aveiro. Established in 1928 as a rubber plantation, this remote Amazon location was named for its American founder. So here we go. We've got a couple of images demonstrating a once abandoned village in the Brazilian city of Aveiro. Founded initially in 1928 as a rubber plantation, this location was named for an American business person. What is the name of that location? Named for its American founder and located in the Amazon?
Averos.
Avero. That's question number 7.
And your last question of the round, question 8, seen on the following slide again. The tipsy bartender's recipes for glow-in-the-dark shots and ghost jello shots include a non-alcoholic ingredient that's used in a variety of classic drinks and fluoresces under UV light. So what non-alcoholic ingredient is used in a variety of classic cocktails and fluoresces under the UV lights? Okay, it's not a double.
No, it's not a double.
A double shot would be nice.
Double shot would be nice.
Yeah.
Look at those ghosties.
Little ghosties look good. Yeah. So what is the name of that non-alcoholic component of classic cocktails that fluoresces under UV light? That's question 8.
All right, now it's time to take you into the question recap with number 1 once again. The horror stories of Robert Bloch, among others, were first published by what publishing house? Founded by August Derleth and named for a fictional New England city in the works of H.P. Lovecraft, and not a location from DC Comics. So once again, a fictional New England city from the works of H.P. Lovecraft serves as the name of what publishing house, which was founded by August Derleth and not named for a location in DC Comics? That's question number 1.
And question number 2, one of the oldest Semapontlis, a Mesoamerican rack containing the skulls of victims of human sacrifice, is located in La Coatera, in what 5th largest Mexican state in area behind Chihuahua, Sonora, Coahuila, and Durango? What is the 5th largest Mexican state home to La Coatera? That is question 2.
Question number 3. On October 31st, 2004, the New England Patriots' 21-game winning streak was finally snapped by what AFC team, which beat the Boston favorites, in part due to contributions from Plaxico Burress and linebacker Joey Porter? What is the name of that AFC team who handed New England their first defeat in 21 games? That's what we're looking for. That's question number 3.
Question number 4, the word androphagos, meaning man-eater, in the Greek term for what legendary creature from Persian myth? The head of a human, the body of a lion, and the tail of either a porcupine or a scorpion. Once again, the androphagos, meaning man-eater, is the Greek term for what legendary creature from Persian myth? That's question 4.
And question number 5. Nicholas Hoult plays the lead character R, who falls in love with a human named Julie in what 2013 romantic comedy, with the twist, based on a 2010 novel by Isaac Marion? What is the name of that 2013 romantic comedy with a twist in which the lead character R falls in love with a human named Julie? Interesting.
And now it's time for all the images.
Hey, yes it is.
Question number 6, a Google search for scary birds returns multiple images of what species of the order Pelecaniformis, which is seen on the following slide and sometimes called the whale-headed stork. So what bird is this? Sometimes called the whale-headed stork and a member of the order of Pelecaniformis. That is question 6. And he's telling you better get it right. Tempted to just leave him up the rest of the screen.
All right, question number 7. The following images show what once abandoned village within the Brazilian city of Aveiro. Founded in 1928, this location was named for its American founder. So an American founder is the namesake of what once abandoned village seen on these slides and located in the Brazilian city of Aveiro. This location was initially founded as a rubber plantation back in 1928. What is the name of that location? That is question number 7.
And question number 8, your last one of the round. Seen on the following slide, the tipsy bartender recipes for glow-in-the-dark ghost jello shots include what non-alcoholic ingredient that's used in a variety of classic drinks and fluoresces under the UV light. So what non-alcoholic ingredient fluoresces under UV light is a fixture of many classic cocktails? That's question 8. That's round number 1. So please get your answers
Time for
in.
the spooky music.
Yes, time for the spooky music. And you'd be so gracious on this great Halloween night. You can hit us up at Venmo at McKinney-Sizemore or PayPal at ksizemore@hotmail.com if you want to support some DIY trivia on this spooky night.
Absolutely.
Let's have the spooky music.
Let's have the spooky music. I'm looking for it. Looking for it now. Let's see. Holiday, industrial, meditation, punk, spooky. There we go. Best of luck, everybody. We'll see you soon.
See you in a bit.
All right, everybody. We are back, and it's time to show you the answers from round number 1, starting with question number 1, in which we asked...
Isn't that a concept?
Right? The horror stories of L.P. Hartley and Robert Bloch were among some of the first works released by what publishing house, which was founded by August Derleth and named for a fictional New England city in the works of H.P. Lovecraft, and not a comic location in DC Comics. That is Arkham House. If you just gave us Arkham, that's totally fine.
Arkham Asylum, not acceptable.
Well, no, Arkham Asylum, not acceptable.
Question number 2. One of the oldest Zampontlas, a Mesoamerican rack containing the skulls of victims of human sacrifice, is located in La Cuartera. In what 5th largest Mexican state, behind Chihuahua, Sonora, Coahuila, and Durango? That is Oaxaca.
That is indeed Oaxaca. And like TJ said, Tizampanli is a rack containing the skulls of sacrificial victims. That one there is not from Oaxaca. It's from Mexico City. But it's an example of what we're looking
still
for.
Depicts it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's striking. Question number 3. On October 31st, 2004, the New England Patriots' 21-game winning streak was finally snapped by what AFC team that was helped by contributions from receiver Plaxico Burress and linebacker Joey Porter? You were given the Pittsburgh Steelers, and there's Joey with the takedown.
Yeah.
Coming around the corner.
Pretty sure Joey Porter's now the linebackers coach for the Steelers.
Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you have a game like that, they just offer you the job.
Yeah. Question number 4. The word androphagos, meaning man-eater, is the Greek term for what legendary creature from Persian mythology with the head of a human, the body of a lion, and the tail of either a porcupine or a scorpion? That is a manticore.
That is indeed the manticore. Similar to the griffin, except, that last part's
That's
a bit
a scorpion
of a kicker.
tail.
That is a scorpion tail in that depiction. I've seen porcupine in that it can, throw its quills.
Interesting.
But, typically depicted with the tail
Yeah,
of a
porcupines
scorpion.
normally chill, though.
Usually.
They're adorable.
Question number 5. Nicholas Hoult plays the lead character R, who falls in love with a human named Julie in what 2013 romantic comedy with a twist, based on a 2010 novel by Isaac Marion? That is Warm Bodies, the zombie romance you didn't know you needed.
Yeah,
Warm
it's
Bodies.
pretty good. Question number 6. A Google search for scary birds returns multiple images of what species of the order Pelecaniformis, which is seen on the following slide and sometimes known as the whale-headed stork. The whale-headed stork is better known in its official capacity as a shoebill.
Yep. Not exactly a
Look
stork.
at the treads.
Not exactly a stork, but a stork-like bird. However, if you did say shoebill stork, we accepted that. But yeah, it is the shoebill. I personally think they're handsome.
Yeah.
I Googled scary birds to see what we were writing about this week, and I got a lot of images of shoebills, and I'm like, I think shoebills are handsome. I like them. As a guy with a big schnoz myself, I'm quite happy to see the shoebills getting some recognition. And here's my schnoz again. As we move on to question number 7, the following images show what once abandoned village within the Brazilian city of Aveiro. Established in 1928 as a rubber plantation, this remote Amazon location was named for its American founder. And up in Dearborn, Michigan, a certain gentleman decided, how can I get cheap rubber? Well, slavery's illegal, so...
Well, at least kind of.
At least in this country.
Yeah.
I mean, it was still illegal in Brazil. The Golden Law passed in the late 19th century, but still, it passed. Anyway, this is Fordlandia, where Ford would send employees along with natives, and it was their job essentially to harvest rubber.
Yep. The only plantation I like is the Dalmatian plantation.
What about the soup plantation?
Eh.
Didn't they go out of business?
Probably. Question number 8. See on the following slide, the Tipsy Bartender recipes for glow-in-the-dark ghost jello shots. Includes what non-alcoholic staple of classic cocktails that glows under UV light? That is tonic water. Quinine was also acceptable. We accepted tonic.
Yeah, quinine is the active ingredient in tonic water. I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
It's also the ingredient that is used as an anti-malarial, which is why that's why the gin and tonic actually came about. It's because British people in the tropics were drinking gin, and in order to, also get some anti-malarial benefits, cut it with a little bit of tonic water, get that quinine. But tonic water, quinine, effervesce, or fluoresce, rather, under UV light.
Yep.
So the tipsy bartender uses them for glow-in-the-dark shots.
And the teams we've got is third podium, Kanye West Nile Virus, Team Coast to Coast, and Go Braves. They were loving that grand slam in the first inning.
I'll bet they were.
Yeah.
We got a 4-piece going into this game. Thanks very much for hanging out, everybody. Definitely going to be a small, more intimate kind of gathering. But we're going to have fun. There's some great questions ahead for you. Starting now with you taking over.
Yeah,
question
sure,
number
that's
one.
fine. Question number 1, known for constructing bamboo canopies for displaying their dead. The village of the Trunnion is located on what Indonesian island, east of Java, that contains the Hindu majority capital, Denpasar. Denpasar, that's it, right? Yeah. Known for constructing bamboo canopies for displaying their dead, the village of Trunnion is located on what Indonesian island, east of Java. It contains the Hindu majority capital, Denpasar. So on what Indonesian island east of Java would you find Denpasar and the village of Trunnion?
Yep.
That's question 1.
For sure. Question number 2. What actor won a Gracie Award in 2009 for her work as Nevada resident Renisha Williams and is currently finishing the final season of a popular TNT series? Give you a heads up, this is one of the few, non-spooky questions, so don't be misled. It's not like, Jamie Lee Curtis or anything like that.
Yeah.
But, this is one of the few non-spooky questions in tonight's game. What actor won a Gracie Award in 2009 for her work as Renisha Williams, a Nevada resident, and is currently finishing the final season of a popular TNT series? Who is that actor? What's her name? That's question number 2.
Question number 3. Nearly 100 years before the Inquisition, the Spanish used methods of torture and murder to convert their Jewish population in the Massacre of 1391. A series of acts that led to the passage of what Edict of 1492, issued by Ferdinand and Isabella, and also known as the Edict of Expulsion. What Edict of 1492 is also known as the Edict of Expulsion? That is question number 3.
And question number 4, seen on the following slide, are Morning Victory and Death and the Sculptor. 2 works completed by what artist? Best known for depicting a colonial soldier and an American president. Those 2 things are separate, by the way, as I believe was indicated by the comma. But on the left we have Morning Victory, and on the right we have Death and the Sculptor. Both of these works were completed by what artist, who is perhaps better known for depictions of a colonial American and a U.S. president? What is the name of that sculptor? That's question number 4.
And question number 5, Buffalo Gals and Double Dutch were top 10 UK singles by Malcolm McLaren, an English performer and business person, likely best known as the manager of the two influential bands. Name either one. You can give us either one of 2. What 2 influential bands did Malcolm McLaren manage before getting his own top 10 singles with Buffalo Gals and Double Dutch? That's question 5.
Does he mean like the Bison or like upstate New York?
Yeah, we'll see.
Why not both?
Not both.
Speaking of why not both, question number 6 comes to you from Sarah Ann Rapp. Thank you very much, Sarah. I will toast my lemon tea hard seltzer to that.
Truly.
Truly indeed. Question number 6. A subglacial autotrophic bacterial ecosystem, sustained almost entirely without oxygen and found nowhere else on Earth, lies beneath which Antarctic outflow vividly colored with iron oxide? We're looking for the name of an Antarctic outflow that beneath its surface harbors a subglacial autotrophic bacterial ecosystem that is sustained almost entirely without oxygen and is found nowhere else on Earth. The thing that really sets this one apart is that it's vividly colored with iron oxide. What is the name of that Antarctic outflow? That is question number 6.
Question number 7 goes a little something like this. It's alive! Helium, that is. In the following image, the second lightest element appears to crawl out of its container due to what material property in which a system demonstrates zero viscosity? What material property appears to show something crawling out of it because it's showing zero viscosity? This is helium.
Yeah, I think so far only Helium has demonstrated
This
that
capability.
Like, well, not this capability, but like the whole trying to climb out of its
Yeah.
container thing. Yep. But yeah.
Yeah. All those things. That's question number 7. What property is it demonstrating?
Question number 8. This is your Randy anagram, and we're going to give you some letters. We want you to rearrange those letters and give us a 9-letter word. Your letters are FANGSNITE. It's a Fangs night. Pull out the big chompers. Fangs night. Strap in, honey. It's going to be a bumpy ride. So you've got Fangs night, FANGSNITE. Strap in, honey. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Take those letters and rearrange them and give us a 9-letter word. That's question number 8, which means now it's time for
Recap.
question recap.
And question number 1 went something like this. Known for constructing bamboo canopies for displaying their dead, the village of Trunyan is located on what Indonesian island east of Java? It also contains the Hindu majority capital, Denpasar. So on what island east of Java would you find Denpasar and the village of Trunyan? That is question 1.
And question number 2, what actor won a Gracie Award in 2009 for her work as Nevada resident Rainisha Williams and is currently finishing the final season of a popular TNT series? Looking for the name of that actor. What's her name? That's question number 2.
Question number 3. Nearly 100 years before the Inquisition, the Spanish used methods of torture and murder to convert their Jewish population in the massacre of 1391. A series of acts that led to the passage of what Edict of 1492, issued by Ferdinand and Isabella, and also known as the Edict of Expulsion. What edict passed in 1492 by Ferdinand and Isabella is also known as the Edict of Expulsion? That's question 3.
And question number 4 is seen on the following slide. On this slide right here are Morning Victory on the left and Death and the Sculptor on the right. Both of these works were created by what artist, who is perhaps better known for depicting a colonial American and a U.S. president? What is the name of the sculptor who created Morning Victory and Death and the Sculptor, as well as depictions of a colonial American and a U.S. president? That's question number 4.
And question number 5, Buffalo Gals and Double Dutch were 2 top 10 UK singles by Malcolm McLaren, an English performer and business person, likely best known as the manager of 2 influential bands.
Cool.
Name either one. Name either one of the 2 influential bands that was managed by Malcolm McLaren before he had top 10 singles with Buffalo Gals and Double Dutch.
Well, in the UK.
Yeah, and they were still hits. That's question 5.
Question number 6. This one again comes to you from Sarah Ann Rapp, who says a subglacial autotrophic bacterial ecosystem sustained almost entirely without oxygen and found nowhere else on Earth lies beneath which Antarctic outflow, which is vividly colored with iron oxide? What Antarctic outflow is vividly colored with iron oxide? That's what we're looking for here in question number 6. Give us that name.
Question number 7. It's alive! Helium, that is. In the following image, the second lightest element appears to crawl out of its container due to what material property in which a system demonstrates 0 viscosity? What material property is being demonstrated by the second lightest element, helium, to show it has 0 viscosity?
I mean, that's a screen grab. I couldn't get like the actual,
the
motion of it or anything.
Yeah.
But it's pretty wild.
Couldn't put in like a GIF or anything. That's question number 7. What material property?
And question number 8, your last one of the round. This is your Randy anagram, like it always is. Rearrange the following letters. Same as it ever was.
Yeah.
Rearrange the following letters to form a 9-letter word. Your letters are FANGSNITE. It's a Fangs night. And your hint is strap in, honey. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Strap in, honey. It's going to be a bumpy ride because it's a Fangs night. So, Rearrange those letters FANGSNITE and give us a 9-letter word. That's what we want. Question number 8.
And that is the end of round number 2. Please get your answers in. We're going to go back to the spooky music here in just a moment.
Sounds
See you in
good to
just
me.
a little bit.
Yeah, hold on. I'm just going to check real quick to see if we have, like, goth in addition to emo. Nope, no goth. Anyway, going back to spooky. See you soon.
And we're just moving right along here.
Absolutely, we are. I mean, only 4 teams.
Yeah,
and
it goes relatively quick.
Appreciate everybody who's hanging out. By the way, hanging out, we really appreciate that, like I already said. But if you feel moved to do so, hit us up on Venmo at McKinney-Sizemore or use PayPal, ksizemore@hotmail.com. We appreciate your tips. We appreciate your support. Thanks for being a part of it and giving us something real fun to do on this Halloween. Halloween's my favorite holiday for sure, so glad to have you. Let's take a look at your answers. TJ.
Question number 1. Known for constructing bamboo canopies for displaying their dead, the village of Trunyan is located on what Indonesian island east of Java? It contains the Hindu majority capital, Denpasar. That is Bali.
That is indeed Bali. There is a tree, actually, in the village of Trunyan that gives off such fragrance. There's a superstition that it's able to cover up the smell of decomposing flesh, which is one of the reasons why bodies can be laid out in an exposed form with just the rib cage of bamboo over top of them. And that's how they're then reclaimed by the earth. It's quite interesting, for sure. Question number 2. What actor won a Gracie Award in 2009 for her work as Nevada resident Rainisha Williams and is currently finishing the final season of a popular TNT series? That series is Claws.
Yep.
And that show that we hinted at with the Nevada resident clue was Reno 911. So that is Niecy Nash.
We weren't going to give you Clean House.
I was about to say, Niecy Nash, I first was exposed to because of Clean House. And she's fantastic. I really like Niecy Nash.
Matt Eisman was also on that show.
Matt Eisman was also on that show. He was the go-to guy. Yep, that was a good show.
Question number 3. Nearly 100 years before the Inquisition, the Spanish used methods of torture and murder to convert their Jewish population in the Massacre of 1391. A series of acts that led to the passage of what Edict of 1492, issued by Ferdinand and Isabella, and also known as the Edict of Expulsion. That edict is the Alhambra Decree.
Yeah, one of many documents issued in the persecution of Jewish people across Europe. The Alhambra Decree was the edict issued by Ferdinand and Isabella that essentially said, look, this is a Catholic country. We are not going to have any Jewish people here. And it's coming on the back of, like we said, the pogrom, the massacre of 1391. Real bloody history, even apart from the Inquisition, which I read about the Inquisition today. Much more humane than we were led to believe. It was awful. It was absolutely awful. But there were rules regarding the Inquisition and how torture was to be conducted, including the fact that you could not draw blood. But, yeah, still.
Doesn't make it better.
No, it doesn't make it better. The persecution against anybody who is non-Catholic is a big part of Spanish history in the mid...
14th century. No, 15th century.
15th, 16th century, yeah absolutely.
Question number 4 is you, actually.
It is indeed. I just did a lot of talking because I decided to. Question number 4, seen on the following slide. Seen on this slide are Morning Victory there on the left and Death and the Sculptor there on the right. These works were both created by what artist? Probably best known for the depiction of a colonial American in a work called The Minuteman, and for a U.S. president, the seated statue of Abraham Lincoln at the Lincoln Memorial. Those were created by Daniel Chester French.
Not the Ape Lincoln? Did he do that one too, or no?
Which Abe Lincoln?
Ape Lincoln.
Oh, Ape Lincoln? No, oh my God. Yeah. I forgot about Ape Lincoln.
How can you? It's so striking.
You maniacs. You did it. You blew it up. Damn you. God damn you all to hell.
Yes, those are the lines.
I love how Krieger does that repeatedly. Yeah. All right.
Question number 5, Buffalo Gals and Double Dutch were 2 top 10 UK singles by Malcolm McLaren, an English performer and business person, likely best known as the manager of 2 influential bands. Name either one. He was a big proponent of CBGBs. This is the New York Dolls or the Sex Pistols.
Yep, indeed. Malcolm McLaren had like a was it a vinyl fetish shop? But it was like a punk rock clothing store. But I believe it had a vinyl fetish angle to it as well. And that's where he met the people who then formed the Sex Pistols, got involved with getting them off the ground, and then later with the New York Dolls.
Yep.
And question number 6 is this one. Thank you, Sarah, for this question, by the way.
Yes.
Sarah says, a subglacial autotrophic bacterial ecosystem sustained almost entirely without oxygen and found nowhere else on Earth lies beneath what Antarctic outflow vividly colored by iron oxide? We had a pair of teams get this right. Half of our stock knew it was Blood Falls.
That looks awesome.
It
That looks like something
really,
like one of...
really
yeah.
does.
Yeah. Looks like something out of a B movie almost. Not the B movie.
Not the B movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, Blood Falls flowing from the Taylor Glacier in Antarctica is quite the sight.
Mm-hmm. Striking.
Striking.
Thank you very much, Sarah, for that question.
Cheers.
Question number 7. It's alive. Helium, that is. In the following image, the second lightest element appears to crawl out of its container due to what material property in which a system demonstrates zero viscosity? That material property is superfluidity.
Yep. Superfluidity. All things are possible with superfluidity.
Apparently, yeah.
And question number 8, we're going to finish it out with a Randy
Blood
anagram.
Falls is a level in Doom 2. That's awesome.
That I had no idea, but that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Question number 8 is Randy anagram. We want you to give us a 9-letter word. We gave you fangs night ago. And your hint is strap in, honey. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. I couldn't just give you the All About Eve quote because we said night in the clue, but this is fascinating. Seatbelts are dead weight. I feel the need for speed.
Keep on feeling fascination.
What's that? Keep on feeling fascination.
Yep.
All right.
I tried to make it work. It didn't quite go, but
Appreciate
it's okay.
that. You know what you can do, though?
I'll give you the scoring update.
You could give us a scoring update.
You can call me out. Just don't do that, though. Everybody's gone.
Hit refresh.
Please refresh for the love of God. Yeah, everybody's gone.
That shouldn't happen.
Yeah, it shouldn't have happened.
Give me
I
one
get that.
second.
I know it shouldn't have happened. I'm just telling you what it did. Well, it was going to fall over for a while, and I fell over.
Well, that's interesting.
It
I
is.
suppose we will move into the music round, and I will contact our tech person. Best of luck, everybody. Here we go into round number 3, in which the music round.
Smoothly.
All right, so music round coming up. You're going to hear 8 different clips. 1 point, as we mentioned earlier, will be given for each correctly guessed title, and 1 point for each correctly guessed artist. The theme to our music clips, by the way, is worth 2 points. It's the most valuable question of the night. So even if you don't think you know it, take a guess. Hey, Jerome, nice to see you. Thank you very much for stopping by and letting us know you stopped by. In the music round, the link to your music clips will be posted in the comments. Feel free to listen, rewind, and listen again. You'll have about 10 minutes to submit. So best of luck. This is the one time of the night, too, where we are not going to play any filler music. We'll come back on at the 2-minute and the 0-minute mark to let you know how much time you have remaining. So make sure that, let's see, is that 10? Does it say 10? No, that does not. Hold on, give me a second. 1, 0. There we go. Perfect. Anyway, yeah. So best of luck in the music round. Did you post the
Already
link?
done.
Let me do that in YouTube and Twitch before I start the timer. Here's the
makes
link.
sense.
And Twitch, here you go. And all of our YouTube fans, here you go. Great. We will see you soon. Best of luck, everybody. Like I said, there'll be no filler music, just the countdown. We'll see you in about 8 minutes. Bye for now. All right, just a shade under 2 minutes left on the timer, so make sure you get those answer forms in. I'm taking a look at round number 3, and I don't see anybody submitted just yet. You've still got 90 seconds or so no worries there. Oh, first team came in. Go Braves. Thank you very much for your submission. Best of luck with the rest of the music round. Once we hit 0, we'll start playing some filler music once again, but enjoy your concentration and your silence for now. Talk to you soon. Bye for now. Want to take it?
Yep, we are back, and it's time to go through those answers for the music round.
Hold on, chill a bean real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just the end of the timer.
Yeah, okay.
It's just the end of the timer. Now we want you to...
I jumped on too early.
You're like, come on, we're making good time.
Brightland Speed Wreckers.
Damn right. Bonneville Salt Flats out here. Anyway, yeah, that's the end of the timer. Make sure that you get those answers in as soon as you can. We already have half of our teams in. Third podium. Thank you very much for submitting. Just waiting for a pair of teams, and then, yeah.
Then we'll go through the answers. In the meantime, we're going to put on some filler music. This would be the best time to grab yourself a beverage.
Powder your nose.
Mm-hmm.
All that. And, enjoy your break. If during that break you want to hook us up, we have yet to receive our first donation of the night. So if you want to be the first, check us out at Venmo at McKinney-Sizemore or use PayPal and ksizemore@hotmail.com. We always appreciate your presence. We definitely appreciate your tips. Thanks for being a part of Gentleman Octopus, and we'll see you in a few minutes. Hey, we're back, and it's time to go over the correct answers from
But
round.
first, we'd like to thank John Liu for their donation.
Absolutely, John. Hey, thank you very much. Cheers.
Yes, thank you.
Cheers, TJ. Thank you, John. And we're going to hit it now with our correct answers from round number 3, starting with song number 1. This was all the girls at the parties, chicken that bodies, that chicken that thing like I never did see. Got a nice package, all right. Guess we're going to have to ride it tonight. That was the song of 2001, I believe. That is All For You by Janet Jackson. I think it was the year-end number 1.
Yeah.
It was huge. It was huge. It was a big reason why I
Like the
watched
package?
You like the package.
Yeah. Gotta bring it back. Song number 2 was Work Song by Hozier. Love this song. This entire album is fantastic. Like things like In a Week and, of course, Take Me to Church is also on there. Yeah, this is a great album.
I love
album.
that song. Song number 3, you've got And We Danced
By the
by
Hooters.
the Hooters. Yeah. The theme is not restaurants, where, like TJ said before, when I mentioned a theme like that, like, oh, so it's our last week.
Yeah,
Cool.
good to know.
Good to know.
Good to know.
No, that is not the theme, but that is
Twin
And We
Peaks.
Danced by the Hooters.
Song number 4 was No Tears Left to Cry by Ariana Grande. No Tears Left to Cry was like the first song that came out with what became Sweetener.
That's right, because it was
Right after
like just
the
sort of like
Manchester
a
attacks.
post-facto album. Like,
Yeah.
it was more like a collection of singles that had already been released.
Yeah,
Or
it
was,
was like-
it like just a slow release from
It was a
Sweetener?
slower release. It came out months before the album, if I'm not mistaken. But it was really, really good. It was Hanging by a Moment by Lifehouse.
Which actually did. That's right. I read about that. I read about that because of the fact that Lifehouse was also the name of an abandoned rock opera by The Who, which I then kind of wanted to write about, but we just asked about Tommy last week.
Yeah, and the Who said they were desperate for changing.
And interestingly enough, Lifehouse the band and Lifehouse the rock opera, nothing to do with each other.
That's
The
interesting.
Lifehouse founders do not acknowledge it in any way as a reason for their name.
Yeah, I remember first hearing that song, No Tears Left to Cry, though, and
Those are
Loved
exactly the things. Yes, Woolly Bully and Breathe by Faith Hill. And Breathe by Faith Hill did it the previous year or the following year, which leads me to believe the charts were broken and not just that these were weird records. Song number 5 was Play Hard. David Guetta, Akon, and Neo.
I guess a hustler's work's never through here.
You know it. Anyway, if you gave us any one of those 3 artists, we gave you credit for it. But that is, yeah.
And now
work
you
hard,
you don't
play
even
hard.
have to do the Akon Neo thing where you think it's one and it's the other.
No.
Now you get both.
Yeah, for sure.
Now you get both.
Neo's underrated.
Yeah.
Akon's underrated. Although on Cameo, Akon calls himself R&B legend. I'm like, I didn't even know you were R&B, frankly. Let alone legend.
Song number 6 was Makes Me Wonder by Maroon 5.
Now to the aftermath.
Yep.
After that. Yeah. Song number 7, Jack Sparrow by The Lonely Island featuring Michael Bolton. Oh my
You
goodness.
complete me, Michael Bolton, in this song.
Jesus, this song
song's
is a
so
banger.
good.
I mean, and the wraparound song,
Yeah, it's a great club anthem.
it is really a great club song. If they would have just released that, just straight faced, I'd been like, okay, yeah, I can bop to this.
Yeah, Jordan
But-
been putting it in the work.
Yep, absolutely. Club will be rolling up. Yeah, I love it. I love it. This is such a great song.
Yeah.
And then song number 8, A Pirate Looks at 40. This is the one that most people, if they missed a part of this round, it was this one that they missed, which we're glad to see Jimmy's the difference maker. There's a couple of proud Floridians here.
Proud heads.
So let's show you the theme, which you all correctly guessed, which is all work and no play makes Jack a something something.
Go crazy.
Don't mind if I do. But yeah, all for you, work song, and we danced. No tears left to cry, play hard. Makes me wonder, Jack Sparrow, and a pirate looks at 40. We are very glad to bring you another trademark Gentleman Octopus acrostic, and especially a Halloween-themed one. All right, let's hit it now with round number 4. Going to pull that up and get going. Straight on to you.
Coming straight on to you. Yep.
Yep, both of us
heart,
with a
little
heart.
heart.
Yeah,
Yeah,
both of us
little
with a heart. Little heart, literally heart to heart.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that can end.
All right, I'll start here. Question number 1. Crimes committed on London's Ratcliffe Highway, inspired on murder, considered as one of the fine arts. An essay by what author of Confessions of an English Opium Eater? Confections of an English Opium Eater is a recipe book I might need to get my hands on. But question number 1, crimes committed on London's Ratcliffe Highway, inspired the essay on murder, considered as one of the fine arts. This essay was written by what author of Confessions of an English Opium Eater? That's question number 1. Identify that author.
And song number 2, Harvey and Gilda Dent, as well as Albert Falcone, were part of the identity of the serial killer Holiday in what Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale limited comic series that provided the basis for Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight. What limited comic series provided the basis for Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight, written by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale? That is question 2.
Question number 3, the Phantom and Disembodied are 2 of the Halloween genes, which encode ecdysone.
That's got a lot of pumpkins on it, the Halloween jeans.
Halloween genes.
Shorty got the
like embroidery
Halloween
on the
jeans.
pockets.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
embroidery on the pockets.
Got a stem coming out the back.
Yep. Those are 2 of the Halloween genes which encode ecdysone, the primary hormone responsible for activating what seasonal behavior in reptiles, birds, insects, and other invertebrates. Reptiles, birds, insects, and other invertebrates undergo what seasonal behavior or process which is encoded by the Halloween genes, which is catalyzed by ecdysone, encoded by Halloween genes known as phantom and disembodied. There's also shadow and shade. There's some cool ones.
Shadow Shade.
Shadow shade. That's question number 3.
In question number 4, the following image shows a temple in Kandy, Sri Lanka, that claims possession of what part of the body once belonging to the Buddha. So the following image here shows a temple in Sri Lanka that claims to house what body part owned by the Buddha. That is question number 4. Look at the Buddha's temple. Look at the Buddha's temple.
I see it.
Yeah.
I see. I wrote it. Don't act surprised. Oh, meant to mention, by the way, that the Halloween gene one, the idea came from Bradley.
Yep.
And the previous question on the limited DC Comics series came from Bradley. So yes, definitely want to mention that. This one came from Bradley too. Thanks very much,
He's
Brad.
all over this round.
He is all over this round. Thanks very much, Brad. Cheers to you. You're not watching because you're driving home, but thank you.
Yep. Love having you over.
Question number 5. In what type of location does Christine Daae sing "Wishing You Was Somehow Here Again" in The Phantom of the Opera? shortly before an audience favorite demonstration of pyrotechnics.
Wow.
Just before
Yeah.
fan favorite demonstration of pyrotechnics, Christine Daae sings the song Wishing You Were Somehow Here Again. In what type of location? What is the setting for that song from Phantom of the Opera? That's question number 5.
Question number 6. What country's national soccer team allegedly hired a witch doctor for a 1970 World Cup qualifying match? This team was unable to pay said witch doctor and suffered a curse that wouldn't be fully lifted until the 2006 World Cup, when this team advanced out of the group stage, supported by 2 goals from Tim Cahill. 2 crucial goals from Tim Cahill lifted what national side to the second round in the knockout stage of the 2006 World Cup, snapping a witch doctor's curse that had been on them since 1970, since they shortchanged them.
Yeah.
What country is that? That's question 6. That's why I don't fuck around with witch doctors, kids.
Question number 7, also from Bradley. In 1979, James Dallas Egbert wandered into his university's steam tunnels in a suicide attempt that prompted a media crusade against what game that was parodied by Dead Alewives as Attacking the Darkness? Attacking the Darkness was the title of the Dead Alewives parody of what game, which was the subject of a media crusade in the early 1980s after James Dallas Egbert wandered into his university's steam tunnels in a suicide attempt. What is the name of that game? That is question number 7.
And question number 8, although it contains a common food allergen, what candy ranks ahead of Skittles and M&M's as the most popular treat given out on Halloween? I thought we'd replace this question.
I did replace this question. We're going to fast forward to the recap so you can see the real question number 8. Oh,
Nope,
okay.
You just didn't do it.
I replaced it, but I only replaced it in the answer round, so sorry about
okay.
that. All right, well, anyway, this is the question. So, go ahead.
Yep. Although it contains a common food allergen, what candy ranks ahead of Skittles and M&M's as the most popular treat given out on Halloween? Nice short and sweet foodies.
Nice, short, and sweet foodies. All right, time now for the question recap, in which we start with question number 1. Crimes committed on London's Ratcliffe Highway, inspired on murder, considered as one of the fine arts. An essay by what author of Confessions of an English Opium Eater? What is the name of the author who wrote Confessions of an English Opium Eater and on murder, considered as one of the fine arts?
Question number 2, Harvey and Gilda Dent, as well as Albert Falcone, were part of the identity of the serial killer Holiday, and what Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale limited comic series that provided the basis for Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight? What limited comic series by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale provided the basis for Chris Nolan's The Dark Knight? That is question 2.
Question number 3. The Phantom and Disembodied are 2 of the Halloween genes, which encode ecdysone, the primary hormone responsible for activating what seasonal process in reptiles, birds, insects, and other invertebrates.
A reptable, that's like a lizard that's a couch now.
The Phantom and Disembodied are 2 of the Halloween genes that encode ecdysone, the primary hormone responsible for activating what seasonal behavior in reptiles, birds, insects, and other invertebrates. That's question number 3.
Question number 4. The following image shows a temple in Kandy, Sri Lanka, that claims possession of what part of the body once belonging to the Buddha? So this temple in Sri Lanka claims possession of what part of the body once belonging to the Buddha? That is question 4.
Keeping it spooky with question number 5. In what type of location does Christine Daae sing Wishing You Were Somehow Here Again in The Phantom of the Opera, shortly before an audience favorite demonstration of pyrotechnics? What location, or what type of location rather, is the setting of that song in The Phantom of the Opera? That's question number 5.
Question number 6. What country's national soccer team allegedly hired a witch doctor for a 1970 World Cup qualifying match? This team came up short on the ends and suffered a curse that wouldn't be lifted until the 2006 World Cup, thanks to 2 key goals by Tim Cahill that helped them advance out of the group stage. What is that country that was helped out by Tim Cahill to end a 36-year-old curse?
Oof.
That's
doing
question
time.
6. That is.
Question number 7. In 1979, James Dallas Egbert wandered into his university's steam tunnels in a suicide attempt that prompted a media crusade against what game that was parodied by Dead Alewives as Attacking the Darkness? What is the name of that game?
Not like the band.
No, not like them. Get him! That high-voiced bastard, Justin Hawkins. Question number 7. What game was the subject of an early 80s media crusade after James Dallas Egbert's suicide attempt? That's question number 7.
And question number 8. Although it contains a common food allergen, what candy it ranks ahead of Skittles and M&M's is the most popular treat given out on Halloween? What's the most popular candy given out on Halloween? That's question 8.
That is indeed it. All right, go ahead and submit your answers. We're going to put on the spooky music, fix a couple of things, and get back to you. So, best of luck, everybody. See you soon.
See you soon. That was called a perfect crime.
Hey everyone, thanks very much for your patience. We had replaced a question earlier in the game and then realized it had only been replaced in one portion of the game. So I had to go back in and retailer the whole thing. Anyway, we're ready to go with round number 4's answers, starting with question number 1. Crimes committed on London's Ratcliffe Highway inspired On Murder as considered one of the fine arts in an essay by what author of Confessions of an English Opium Eater? Said to have inspired the addiction journalism genre, this is Thomas de Quincey. Thomas de Quincey wrote Confessions of an English Opium Eater and also discussed the finer points of homicide in On Murder, considered as one of the fine arts.
Question number 2. Harvey and Gilda Dent, as well as Albert Falcone, were part of the identity of the serial killer Holiday in what Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale limited comic series that provided the basis for Chris Nolan's The Dark Knight. Thank you again, Bradley, for inspiring this question. That is The Long Halloween.
Very good guess of Nightfall, by the way, from one team, which is probably the basis for Rises. Yeah. Because, of course, that's where Bane really gives them the business.
Breaks the Batman's back. Yep.
The Long Halloween was the inspiration for The Dark Knight. What was the inspiration for Dark Knight Rises? A Tale of Two Cities.
Yeah, it was.
For sure. Question number 3, also a Bradley question. The Phantom and Disembodied are two of the Halloween genes associated with encoding ecdysone, the primary hormone responsible for activating what seasonal behavior in reptiles, birds, insects, and other invertebrates. Ecdysis is another term for molting, and that, my friends, is a Halloween moon crab, which undergoes molting and is named for Halloween.
Excellent.
We're very transparent here.
Question number 4. The following image shows a temple in Kandy, Sri Lanka that claims possession of what part of the body once belonging to the Buddha? That is a tooth. It's a Buddha tooth.
That is a Buddha tooth. There's a nice big chomper right there.
Big chompers.
Big chompers.
Buddha tooth.
Buddha tooth. Question number 5. In what type of location does Christine Daae sing "Wishing You Were Somehow Here Again"?
I'm wishing I couldn't have heard that again. Somehow.
In The Phantom of the Opera. Hey, Mark Dawson liked this just in time for that. He was appreciative of the performance.
I did that before.
But in what location does Christine Daae sing that song? That is a graveyard. She goes to visit her father, and it is while at the graveyard that a freaking fireball gets launched. It's a real highlight of the stage show for sure.
Yeah. Question number 6. What country's national soccer team allegedly hired a witch doctor for a 1970 World Cup qualifying match? This team was unable to pay the witch doctor and suffered a curse that wouldn't be lifted until the 2006 World Cup, when this team advanced out of the group stage thanks to Tim Cahill's brace. That is Australia. And this somehow gets weirder because they actually made the 1974 World Cup, but the reason it's part of the curse, they didn't score at all.
Nope.
3 games, no goals. Done. Kicked right on out.
I'll pay the witch doctor.
Yeah. I told the witch doctor I'll get him on Tuesday.
Told the witch doctor I don't have means to pay. Question number 7. In 1979, James Dallas Egbert wandered into his university's steam tunnels in a suicide attempt that prompted a media crusade against what game that was parodied by Dead Alewives as Attacking the Darkness. During the Satanic Panic, one of the targeted games was Dungeons and Dragons.
Sorcery.
Just harmless fun or sorcery?
If they ever sat in on like 10 minutes of a typical campaign, they'd be like, wow, they never get anything done. They just roll so they can talk to the fish. Over and over again. That one is convinced that he speaks fish.
Pretty much. That was another Bradley question. Thank you very much, Brad.
For initiative. Question number 8. Although it contains a common food allergen, what candy ranks ahead of Skittles and M&M's as the most popular treat given out on Halloween? Will Arnett would be proud of that one. It's the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
Reese's Peas. Yeah, damn right.
Reese's Bats.
I love Reese's. I love Reese's Pieces. I love Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. I'm a big, big fan of that kind
There's
of stuff.
one with pretzel in it's also really
Oh
good.
my God, yes, you are absolutely right. TJ, take us through the scoring update, my
Let
friend.
me take it through.
I'd like to say thank you to our tech person, Jay Borsum, for helping to fix our answer sheets
Yes,
midway
thank
through the
you,
game.
Jay.
Thank you, Jay.
In fourth place, 29 points for third podium. Third place, 31 points for Team Coast to Coast. Second place, 36 points for Kanye West Now Iris. And 38 points for Go Braves. They may be winning here, but the Braves just lost the lead.
Ooh,
That sucks.
what's the margin? I wasn't paying any attention.
2-point lead.
2-point lead. That's a pretty good lead going into round number 5. But can our second place team make it up?
Lost the lead.
Let's see what happens with question number 1. Question number 1 in the Bram Stoker story, Dracula's Guest. The main character is warned that the night of his visit coincides with the eve of what German named Feast Day, associated with witchcraft, which also appears as the title of sections in The Magic Mountain and Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf and The Magic Mountain both contain sections with a name for what German Feast Day, which also appears in the Bram Stoker story Dracula's Guest. This feast day is associated with witchcraft. What is it? That's question number 1.
Question number 2. The land god made in anger and the gates of hell are alternative names for the Skeleton Coast, a region of what desert, so named because of the shipwrecks and what remains of the nearby Walvis Bay. What remains of Walvis Bay and the Skeleton Coast are nicknamed alternatively for the land god made in anger and the gates of hell. What is his actual name? That's question 2.
Question number 3, nicknamed the Crime Dog. What first baseman and 5-time All-Star who played for the Cubs, Braves, Padres, Dodgers, Blue Jays, and Devil Rays will be eligible for the Hall of Fame next year, thanks to the Today's Game Committee? Because of the Today's Game Committee, what Hall of Famer who was previously unelected in 10 ballots, right? 10?
Yeah, in 10 years. Yep.
In 10 years
on the ballot. Yep.
will be eligible for the Hall of Fame. This person was nicknamed the Crime Dog and played first base and made 5 All-Star teams as part of the Cubs, Braves, Padres, Dodgers, Blue Jays, and Devil Rays. Who's that athlete? That's question number 3.
Question number 4. In 1994, the 5th edition of what annual TV event began with a character announcing a congressional order to pull the broadcast and replace it with the fictional film 200 Miles to Oregon? The fictional film 200 Miles to Oregon was the congressional, congressional suggestion. I couldn't have suggestion in my head. Was the congressional suggestion on what 5th edition of what annual TV event that was pulled because it was too scary.
Too spooky.
Too spooky.
Too spooky.
What is that series? It's question 4.
Question number 5. The word poltergeist comes from German. Ghoul comes from Arabic. And banshee comes from what language? Yes, indeed, Jerome, whale remains. Mm-hmm. There was a whaling industry off the coast of the country that contains that particular desert. Question number 5 again is the word poltergeist comes from German. Ghoul comes from Arabic. And banshee comes from what language? What language gives us the loan word banshee? That's question number 5.
Question number 6. John Williams' iconic theme from Jaws bears an uncanny resemblance to the Allegro con fuoco. Confuoco?
Yeah, Confuoco.
Fuoco, that's what I thought, yep. 4th movement of what 1893 symphony? Its composer's 9th, that itself borrowed from African American spirituals. John Williams' iconic theme from Jaws bears an uncanny resemblance to the Allegro con fuoco. 4th movement of what 1893 symphony? Its composer's 9th, that itself borrowed from African American spirituals. What is that 1893 symphony? It's question 6.
And question number 7. Sampling Coffee by Filipino-British artist
B. Baba Doobie.
B. Baba Doobie. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
What song by SoundCloud artist Palfu was a surprise viral hit, peaking inside the top 25 on the Billboard Hot 100 after its use in countless TikTok videos? Once again, sampling Coffee by Filipino-British artist B. Baba Doobie. What song by SoundCloud artist Palfu was a surprise viral hit after its use on countless TikTok videos? That's question number 7.
And question number 8, your last of the evening. Harold P. Warren directed, wrote, produced, and starred in what 1966 horror film about a Texas family who encounters a Pollyanist cult in cinematic outing, the El Paso Herald Post. Sorry, no, the tentacles came up right as I was reading. Described as a brave experiment, and countless critics have described as possibly the worst film ever made. Harold P. Warren directed, wrote, produced, and starred in what 1966 horror film that the El Paso Herald Post described as a brave experiment, and other critics, not being so kind, said it might have been the worst film ever made. What is that 66 film? That's question 8.
And now it's time for the question recap, starting with question number 1. Question number 1 in the Bram Stoker story, Dracula's Guest. The main character is warned that the night of his visit coincides with the eve of what German named Feast Day, which is associated with witchcraft, and appears as the title of sections in The Magic Mountain by Thomas Mann and Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf by Edward Albee. What is the name of that German feast day? That is question number 1.
And question number 2, the land God made in anger and the gates of hell are alternative names for the Skeleton Coast, a region of what desert, so named because of the shipwrecks and whale remains from nearby Walvis Bay. So the Skeleton Coast is a region of what desert, so named because of shipwrecks and whale remains. What's that desert's question 2?
Question number 3,
Nope, that's not it, boss.
Question number 3, I was already, let's get into it. Yeah,
okay.
Theatrical. Once upon a time.
All right, then.
Nicknamed the Crime Dog, what first baseman and 5-time All-Star who played for the Chicago Cubs, Atlanta Braves, San Diego Padres, Los Angeles Dodgers, Toronto Blue Jays, and Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Will be eligible for the Hall of Fame next year, thanks to the Today's Game Committee. The Today's Game Committee are going to revive the Hall of Fame hopes of what first baseman and 5-time All-Star nicknamed the Crime Dog. That's question number 3.
And question number 4, in 1994, the 5th edition of what annual TV event began with a character announcing a congressional order to pull the broadcast and replace it with the fictional film 200 Miles to Oregon. The 5th edition of what annual TV event begins as it's so scary that they have to pull the broadcast and replace it with the fictional film 200 Miles to Oregon. What is that annual TV event? Question 4.
And question number 5. This one, a nice short etymology question for you. The word poltergeist comes from German. Ghoul comes from Arabic. And banshee comes from what language? What language gives us the loan word banshee? That's question number 5.
Question number 6. John Williams' iconic theme from Jaws bears an uncanny resemblance to the Allegro con fuoco 4th movement of what 1893 symphony, its composer's 9th, that itself borrowed from African American spirituals. What 1893 symphony, its composer's 9th, bears an uncanny resemblance to Jaws. Or Jaws, basically took it from what 1893 symphony.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
They ripped it off almost 100 years before. Those bastards.
Yeah.
Question number 7. Sampling Coffee by Filipino-British artist B. Babadoobie. What song by SoundCloud artist Pao Fu was a surprise viral hit, peaking inside the top 25 on the Billboard Hot 100 after its use on countless TikToks? What is the name of that song by Pao Fu, which samples a song by B. Babadoobie? That's question number 7.
And question number 8. Harold P. Warren directed, wrote, produced, and starred in what 66 film about a Texas family who encounters a Pollyanist cult in a cinematic outing the El Paso Herald Post described as a brave experiment. Other critics said might have been the worst thing ever. What 1966 film by Harold P. Warren might have been the worst film ever if you can, listen to a bunch of critics. That's question 8. That is the game. Please get your answers in. We'll see you in just a few with the correct answers to round 5 and the final standings.
Yep. Happy Halloween, everybody. Thank you for spending your Sunday night with us. We will be back with you in just a moment.
See you in a
Bye
bit.
for now. Okay, before we get into the clip titled Return of the Zombies, we'd like to say thank you to Cheyenne Fletcher for their donation. Cheyenne,
Yes, thank you,
cheers,
Cheyenne.
and thank you very much. Let's get into the correct answers here from round number 5 and get y'all out of here tonight. Mm-hmm. Starting with question number 1. In the Bram Stoker story, Dracula's guest, the main character, is warned that the night of his visit coincides with the eve of what German named feast day associated with witchcraft? That is Walpurgisnacht. Yes, Walpurgisnacht is a title of a chapter, or rather a section, in the Magic Mountain, and it is the title of Act 2 in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, as well as, obviously, the subject of Dracula's Guest, which is a really cool story if you get the chance to read it.
Question number 2. The land god made in anger and the gates of hell are alternative names for the Skeleton Coast, a region of what desert so named because of the shipwrecks and the whale remains from nearby Walvis Bay. That is the Namib Desert.
That is indeed.
And that is indeed whale remains.
That is indeed whale remains.
Yep.
Yep. But the Namib Desert, located by Walvis Bay, also it's Fish River Canyon, I believe, that cuts through Namibia just a little bit. And the Skeleton Coast is part of the Namib Desert. You learned something. I hope you did. Question number 3, nicknamed the Crime Dog. What first baseman and 5-time All-Star played for the Chicago Cubs, Atlanta Braves, San Diego Padres, Los Angeles Dodgers, Toronto Blue Jays, and Tampa Bay Devil Rays, and will also be eligible for the Hall of Fame next year after not receiving a nod in the previous 10 ballots? That is Fred McGriff.
Yes.
We had one team say that McGriff is their favorite player, and I say you have fantastic taste.
Yeah, we met Fred McGriff several times when we were pseudo season ticket holders for like the 98 inaugural Devil
that's the
Rays.
thing about the 98 inaugural Devil Rays. You didn't have to be a season ticket holder to go to every game. It was cheap. And the players were so cool about talking to fans.
They were really trying to reach out and build.
They were aware that they were an inaugural team, and they were trying to build as much as they could.
They were a lot of fun to hang out with.
They were tons of fun. Love those Devil Rays.
Love me some McGriff. Question number 4. In 1994, the 5th edition of what annual TV event begins with a character announcing a congressional order to pull the broadcast and replace it with the fictional film 200 Miles to Oregon? Oh my. It's Treehouse of Horror.
It was indeed. I had to change out of my Treehouse of Horror shirt to the surprise of no one, I'm sure.
Yeah, to the surprise of nobody. Five Below clutch for some Simpsons shirt, by the way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely they are. Check them out.
Treehouse of Horror 5, fantastic.
Treehouse of Horror 4 is my favorite.
Yep. But 5 is a really, really good one. Yep.
Question number 5, by the way, speaking of 5. The word poltergeist comes from German. Ghoul comes from Arabic. And banshee comes from Irish/Gaelic. If you gave us either one of those, that was correct. That was a social. Well done, everybody.
Question number 6. John Williams' iconic theme from Jaws bears an uncanny resemblance to the Allegro con fuoco fourth movement of what 1893 symphony, its composer's 9th. That is From the New World by Dvorak.
That is indeed From the New World by Dvorak, and you should go ahead and listen to just the opening parts of that fourth movement. It goes...
Yep.
It is absolutely Jaws.
Yeah.
And your final question of my readings,
Yes.
rather.
Like, nope.
Save that one.
Wrong.
Question number 7, Sampling Coffee by Filipino-British artist B. Babadoobie. What song by SoundCloud artist Pao Fu was a surprise viral hit, peaking inside the top 25 on the Billboard Hot 100 thanks to its inclusion in a variety of TikToks? Let's see. We had one team tell us, first of all, we had 2 teams get it. You were right. But one team told us the correct answer, and then in parentheses, Alex hates it. Alex, I suppose my sympathies for us asking about this, but that was Deathbed. Keeping up with the Halloween theme.
Yep. I wish the verses in this song were better. I really do, because the chorus works and the sample's fantastic, but yeah, those verses are not great. Question number 8. Harold P. Warren directed, wrote, produced, and starred in what 1966 horror film about a Texas family who encounters a polygamous cult in a cinematic outing the El Paso Herald Post described as a brave experiment. And countless other critics said might have been the worst film ever made. That is Monos.
Hands of Fate. Yes, it is indeed. There you go. Loving that nice little bit of schlock cinema there. And love the shout-outs to El Paso and the fact that this movie initially was only aired for charity, by the way, so it's real hard to hate that.
Yeah.
It was aired for the cause of cerebral palsy, and it was aired in local El Paso cinemas. And it was basically unknown until Mystery Science Theater 3000 was like, dear God, this is terrible, and we need to show this to everybody.
Yep.
All right, results.
Your results: in fourth place with 33 points, we have Third Podium. Third place, 38 points for Team Coast to Coast. Second place, Kanye West Nile Virus at 42. And your winners tonight, 46 points. I hope they can pull off the comeback. It's Go Braves.
All right, congratulations, Go Braves. Like TJ said, I hope y'all can pull off the comeback and just finish this series tonight. Personally, for me, there's not any heroes in it.
Nah.
But, good luck to your team for sure. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out here. Happy Halloween.
And playing a spoopy game with us.
Playing the spoopy. Love it.
Nice.
Love it. It's been a great time. Thank you very much again to Cheyenne Fletcher and John Liu for their donations. Thank you to Bradley Kirksey and Sarah Ann Rapp for their contributions to tonight's game. We've had a fantastic time, and we will see you regularly scheduled time.
Next Monday.
Monday, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern.
Not this Monday. Next Monday.
You
not
can't
say
tomorrow.
Yeah, you
Not
can't
tomorrow.
say Monday. You gotta say next Monday.
Yes,
Yep.
next Monday we'll see you.
And in the meantime, if you want to hit up those tips, you can hit us up at Venmo at McKinney-Sizemore or ksizemore at hotmail.com at PayPal.
We also just set up Cash App, so if you want to use McKinney Lee Sizemore, you can use that as well. Thanks very much for getting us all set up there.
And I'll go ahead and put that in the chat real quick.
Please do. Please do. Have a great night, everybody, and thanks for hanging out. We hope you've had a great Halloween, and we will see you next Monday. Want to say bye?
Yep.
Thank you, everybody, for playing. It's been a fantastic evening. Have a great night.
Bye for now.